Damien Darko, your purveyor of truth, and you are on The Squared Circle.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is December 16th, 2014. We are live on the air. I'm Hollywood J. Williams, along with Mr. John Zimmerman.
Thank you, thank you.
And I'd like to once again wish you a happy Hanukkah, and to all the viewers out there as well.
Thank you very much.
We're observing that holiday.
Yeah, you can see we can't light the candles in the studio.
No, for obvious reasons.
We are representing.
Right, exactly. So I don't want anybody to switch the channel right now. I really hope nobody turns the channel off.
Yeah, we find ourselves in a predicament. We're up against a live airing of SmackDown. Ironically, it's on USA instead of the Sci-Fi Network.
It's on USA Network tonight as part of WWE Week on USA Network.
Yeah, yeah. And right. Tomorrow would be Tribute to the Troops.
Tomorrow will be the Tribute to the Troops, and tonight is Super SmackDown. Like I said, please don't change the channel. It is on. It does replay on Sci-Fi this Friday night.
Yes, yes.
Right. Anybody, with some people, I'm sure might be recording it right now so they could sit down and watch us.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
And we have commercial free, so you can watch us, and then if you're DVRing SmackDown, then you can skip through those commercials.
That's right, and it'll take you less time.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. So it's the best of both worlds.
Right. So it'll take you the same amount of time to watch SmackDown and the Squared Circle.
Yes.
As it would the full episode of SmackDown for 2 hours.
That's an excellent point. That is an excellent point.
Just think about it.
The best of both worlds.
And then, of course, when you fast forward the parts where they're talking about what happened on Raw,
yeah.
Actually, you're getting more content out of our show, probably.
Yes. You bet your life.
You bet your life. But it does feature Florida Georgia Line as what I'm as is what I am understanding. Also, some of NBC Universal's top stars,
yep.
Kardashians, Seth Meyers, Today Show team, Andy Cohen, Juliana Kancic, Katherine Heigl, Lester Holt from NBC News,
yep.
Padma Lakshmi, excuse you, Mark Feuerstein, Tom Brokaw, Rachel Maddow, and Carson Daly, as well as coaches from The Voice, Farrell, Gwen Stefani, Adam Levine, and Blake Shelton.
Nice, nice.
All on SmackDown tonight? That is a Super SmackDown.
Yeah, and I think they're also all part of
the
Tribute to the Troops.
Tribute to the Troops tomorrow night as well.
Yeah, so more than likely they had some taped
right.
Vignettes or pieces. I don't think they're all going to be there live.
No. I'm looking forward to that Tribute to the Troops tomorrow night.
Yeah, every year they do the Tribute to the Troops, and a lot of times they've actually gone, right in the heart of the action.
They don't really do that anymore. But
no, it's the way the world is getting it. It's getting harder and harder, and it's getting more dangerous to do so, and the clearance to get into those areas is getting more difficult. Not just for the WWE, but for all the entertainers and stuff.
Oh, I think so, yeah.
But if you
I think one year, as a matter of fact, they had some kind of bomb scare, and JBL was on a helicopter with Ron Simmons.
I believe there's a passage in the latest Chris Jericho book where he discusses going to do the Tribute to the Troops and being, just tucked into a room, and you couldn't move, and because there was the threat of being in harm's way. So
right.
It's getting more difficult the way the world is getting, unfortunately. But I believe Foley touches upon that in some of his speeches too.
Right.
When he had gone over and participated in that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's unfortunate, but the good thing is that they do get out to our military bases here.
Exactly.
And and give the guys some much needed entertainment.
Yeah, they need the entertainment. They enjoy it. They definitely do.
Yep.
This year, I think they're in Fort Benning, Georgia.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
And of course, you can see them for free on the Armed Forces Network.
Of course.
which is a service that WWE definitely provides. So it's a piece of home, you know. And again, you know, I know veterans myself, and that, you know, from not only the Gulf War, but, you know, Iraq and
Right.
and you know, that little hour, a couple hours, whatever it is, you know, just take your mind off of just the intense pressure and stress.
That you're on
Yeah,
constantly.
yeah. It's like, you know, it's like taking a steam bath and just forgetting it all. You know, Cal doesn't
Exactly.
take me away. So
Because it can't be easy living in that
no,
situation day
not
to
at all.
day,
Not at all.
wondering, you know, am I going to make it home or
Yeah.
not?
So, you know, wrapping, you know, getting enthralled into storyline and to forget that, you know, you're involved in this major conflict is
Oh, yeah.
is definitely a plus.
Definitely, definitely. I give credit to all the men and women out there
Oh, absolutely.
fighting for our freedoms on a day-to-day basis.
Yep. Yep.
My dad was in the Navy.
They are working hard, so we don't have to.
Exactly. Amen to that. You bet your life to
You
that
bet your
one.
life.
Exactly.
They are working hard. We say that quite often. It's more of a tongue-in-cheek joke, but,
Right.
but for them, they are definitely working hard, so we don't have to. And-
Exactly.
and
So
God bless them.
we can enjoy the freedoms we have, the freedoms of speech that we have.
Yeah,
Another-
as
among
much
other
as people
things.
try to suppress it.
Right, exactly. What are you going to do? But during the day, too, as part of this WWE week, Cal Greenleaf is going to be interviewing certain people like Stephanie McMahon, Big Show, The Miz. Just little interviews, just
Yeah.
to get you interested in the WWE product.
Yep.
If you're a regular viewer of USA and you don't happen to watch any of the WWE's items for broadcast, so it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I would hope that you know, maybe somebody that isn't interested in WWE or doesn't really know a whole lot about it might see some of these interviews, or you know, for
Right.
hey, who are these people, and you know, what do they do, and maybe get some eyes on the product. And putting SmackDown on a Tuesday night on USA, you know, it changes things up,
Yeah.
and you might grab a few extra viewers.
You may take the guy that say, wrestling's fake, I don't watch that stuff, and you might say, well, you know, you might take that guy and cause him to give it a shot.
Right.
You know, maybe he'll enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So I mean, it's a good thing that.
There's plenty of naysayers out there. There's plenty of people out there that think we're all stupid and a bunch of idiots for following this.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're uninformed, or they have, you know, preconceived notions that
Exactly.
aren't necessarily true.
Yep, exactly. So hopefully you can get rid of some of those preconceived notions this week. For movie fans out there, Game Plan starring The Rock airs at 3 p.m. on Saturday.
Yeah.
Decent movie. Not so decent a movie on Sunday, Jingle All the Way 2, starring Santino Marella and Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah, I watched that with Jacob, and it was fun. It wasn't the greatest movie I've ever seen, but I mean, for a direct-to-DVD, you know, straight-to-video movie, it was fun. Larry the Cable Guy just is Larry the Cable Guy, no matter what, you know, you put him in. And if you're a fan of him, you're going to like the movie. What was really strange was seeing Santino Marella, or hearing Santino Marella without the Italian
The
accent.
Italian accent.
Yeah, it was really just odd.
So either that's a put-on accent.
Oh yeah, it is. The guy's Canadian.
Guy's Canadian.
The guy's not Italian at all.
Wow.
So-
He's not even in the least.
I can't even recall his real name, but yeah, he's not Santino Marella.
Wow.
And it's weird because they bill him as Santino Marella.
Yeah, and everybody figures the last name Morella.
Yeah.
That's
right.
what I thought.
Pegs
for
him
years.
as Italian. Yeah.
Or the last name Morella is the real name of Gorilla Monsoon.
Gorilla Monsoon. Yes.
Gino Morella.
Correct. So, as an homage, maybe.
Maybe as a tribute,
Yeah.
perhaps.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just really weird to hear him speak in I'm assuming his you know, regular voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I mean, overall, it was a decent movie. You know, maybe, you know, 2 thumbs up out of 5. You know, but just, you know, if I had paid, you know, $14 in the theater to go see it,
You wouldn't have paid the $14 to go in
no.
the theater to go
But
see it.
you know, $1.50 at Redbox, or you know, even $10 for the DVD isn't so bad.
Isn't so bad. Yeah. I don't think it's really going to sell out in movie theaters.
No, it was cute.
Right.
I'll give it that. You know, I chuckled here and there, and I didn't feel like I wasted the hour and a half. So.
Can't be any worse than the Christmas horror film that came out a few years ago.
Which one? The one with Bill Goldberg as a killing Santa Claus?
I think so.
Well, I want to say that was that Santa's sleigh? Bill Goldberg and Santa's sleigh.
Santa's sleigh, huh?
S-L-A-Y. Yeah.
Wow.
Starring Bill Goldberg, which is really strange. You know, Goldberg as Santa Claus.
Goldberg is a Santa Claus.
Evil.
Yeah.
As an evil Santa Claus.
Right.
Alrighty then. Yeah, maybe we'll stick with the jingle all the way. Maybe the King guy and St. Tinkerella.
But
And maybe now I'll get to this Raw report followed by somebody at the event at Joe Louis Arena. I get a lot of my information from ProWrestlingTorch.com.
Yep.
So my appreciation to that website,
Mm-hmm.
definitely. If anybody wonders how I'm coming up with all this, a lot of it is psychic ability, of course.
yeah, well, that's part of it. I mean, we do have our own insiders, and
Exactly.
you know, we do send people out to the events, and you know, my guys were at the Ring of Honor pay-per-view
Right.
last Sunday,
Yeah.
and
Somebody doesn't want to talk about that. huh?
yeah. Well, there's a little personal conflict there, but
Well, yeah. We'll have to talk
that-
about that later.
that was a fantastic pay-per-view.
That was definitely. I'll cover that a little later
Yep,
on.
yep.
But usually after Raw goes off the air, they treat the fans at whatever arena they are to a certain dark match. And the dark match last night was supposed to be Cena and Ambrose versus Rollins and Wyatt.
Yep.
Didn't end up happening. But instead, Bray Wyatt came out after Raw went off the air, and I guess he stared a hole into John Cena for a few minutes. And then all of a sudden, who comes running out to the arena? But none other than Dean Ambrose with a kendo stick in his hand, and he starts whacking Bray Wyatt with the kendo stick, and they start going at it left and right, just like they did at the TLC pay-per-view.
Yep.
And I guess Bray Wyatt did one of those things where he just steps away from the ring and starts retreating, and then the Dean Ambrose music plays, and everybody cheers, and everybody gets up and goes home
Okay.
because they don't want to leave the crowd,
On a down.
on a down.
Right.
It's because I'm not coming here again.
Yeah.
One of those things, And little kids in the audience, they want to be happy. So.
Yeah, of course.
The WWE lately, in recent years, has made a habit of ending the night on a positive.
Yeah.
Even if you see Raw ending on a negative, it'll always turn the tables once the cameras stop rolling.
Right.
Which is
And we've been to plenty of the
right.
plenty of the tapings.
Exactly. It's something you have to experience Raw live when it comes to town.
Yeah, it's fun.
If you want to know what I'm talking about,
Mm-hmm.
definitely. So the crowd at the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, they all went home happy. This guy's basically talking about the crowd reactions a lot, which it's a good read on what people really think of what's
course.
going on.
No, of course.
Who's supposed to be popular, but what the fans are really, how the fans are really reacting.
Yeah.
Said Chris Jericho was well received, so huge reactions. A huge reaction went out to him. Huge reactions both times for Brock Lesnar. The Beast incarnate, Brock. Well, you don't really see too much of Brock Lesnar,
Right.
Even though maybe you should, because he is the WWE champion, and to be only around once every 3 months and wear a title, that's a whole nother conversation for a whole another show.
Right.
I won't even bother with that right now. My thoughts on that, but. He was well received, especially when he was introduced by Paul Heyman right before Chris Jericho was supposed to attack him. And what about Brock Lesnar? And all of a sudden Lesnar comes out, gives Jericho the, F5. Overwhelmingly huge reaction was given to Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Which I'm very, very glad for, especially for Roman Reigns, because he's been gone for 2 months now over a hernia. So that's definitely a good sign. That's definitely possible that they could stay on course for their plans for WrestleMania of Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
It's, judging from that, really great crowd reaction.
Yeah.
I guess the crowd didn't seem too into the New Day versus Goldust and Stardust. Said that they seemed a little restless for that.
Yeah.
Just end the match kind of thing. I think we need a New Day from the New Day, maybe.
Yeah. I really think they're trying too hard to get themselves over.
Right.
I'm not sure that it's the best gimmick out there.
I think it would have worked better if they were heels.
I don't know. I was hoping that they would do something much more creative and better with Kofi Kingston.
Right.
And it just seems like he's going to be stuck in this.
He's still Kofi Kingston. They just put him him in a different set of wrestling trunks.
Right.
And that's about it.
Yeah, I'll give it some time, but so far I'm not overly excited about the new gimmick.
Yeah.
But
I think we need a new Day from the New Day.
Yeah, we'll see.
Cesaro was surprisingly over during a Superstars taped match. That's something that Austin and McMahon talked on, though.
Right.
He's got, but he doesn't have it yet. He's got all the technical ability, but he's lacking something, and Vince does not know what it is.
Right. I think it's I don't know. He's not very charismatic.
Right.
He's not great on the mic, and it's sad because he's one of the, if not the best, worker in the ring. Yeah.
Right.
That is on the roster right now, especially since Daniel Bryan's not there. But yeah, I don't know.
He'll wrestle you for an entire hour and not break a sweat.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just the character they've given him, or and he doesn't feel a part of the creative, or he just doesn't have the charisma, or he hasn't
or maybe he has
tapped
to do
into it.
something completely drastic to someone and get a heel reaction.
I'm not really sure. Like you said, Vince isn't sure about it, and I'd like to see the guy get over.
Right, definitely. Let me try to not drop this coal here.
Right in the center. There you go.
Boom! You're live on the Squared Circle.
Hey guys, it's Bill calling. How you guys doing
I
tonight?
did not drop Bill.
Yes, we got
Yes,
you.
I
We're doing
did.
well.
I did. I got the phone right.
That's good. I'm very happy, Jay. It's I can't see anything. I'm out somewhere around Syracuse tonight, so I figured I can't really see what's going on. But I think enough of the show to make sure that I call in even when I can't watch.
I appreciate it.
We
Thank you very
definitely
much.
appreciate that.
What'd you think of the pay-per-view? Did you catch the TLC?
Yeah, I actually I watched it twice because the first time I was kind of dozing in and out, and it was a little bit better the second time around. I was kind of amazed with some of the brutality, especially with the stair match with the Big Show and Eric Rowan. So, I was hoping that Rowan would win, but I guess they thought better of it and they let the Big Show win. So, but yeah, I thought there was a lot of great stuff in it. I actually watched the NXT pay-per-view, I guess you could call it.
Yep.
I was able
Special.
to watch. Yeah, I was actually got to watch the Sami Zayn and the other guy. I think it was Neville wrestle against each other, and I thought that was a really outstanding match. I thought that could have easily been on one of their bigger shows as far as DLC or something. I thought those guys were just phenomenal. So
You got that. You got that right. I really think that NXT is the best wrestling show on television right now.
Oh yeah. And then I'm not sure if you guys saw the end of it when they was walking off with Kevin Owens, but definitely looks like they're playing that very well in there too.
Kevin Owens is Kevin Steen from Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like he lost a little bit of weight there too. He looks pretty good.
Yeah. I think it was mid to late January that they're going to call up a lot of the guys from NXT to the main roster, and I really hope they give them the time to work and don't slam them with like lame storylines and gimmicks, because they're really showing off their talent in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that would be a great move for him. Did you guys get to see any of there was a pre-match with, I forget the one guy's name, but the other gentleman, the other wrestler, Finn Balor, did you get to see him?
Yeah, yeah. You know, again, just great in-ring performances all the way around. Even the divas on NXT are really putting it together, and you know, it's almost like WWE's version of Ring of Honor.
What do you think about Ric Flair's daughter, Charlotte?
I think she's coming along.
Yeah.
I think she's coming along. I really like the product. As I said, I think NXT is the best wrestling show on television.
Yeah, I was very impressed with her. Yeah, she's, you know, she knows she's Ric Flair's daughter, so I
Right.
think she's playing to her very well. You know, I watched that match, you know, again, you know, I talked about that Finn Balor, but I think he went under another name in New Japan under Prince Vin.
Yeah,
And,
Prince Devitt.
Prince
yes.
Devitt, yeah.
Yeah, and I went back and saw some of his matches. I'm telling you, you know, I'll bank my reference I made when Sting was going to be at the pay-per-view. This guy, if they do what they're supposed to do with him and they do it the right way, he could be in the next year, maybe year and a half at the most, he could be a guy in the main roster up there. And if they let him use that creativity he's got, he could be something where the WWE is going to be like, holy moly, this guy's a star.
Yeah.
I think he could be very well, you know, out there. So, but no, it was a lot of good stuff. Hey, I know you guys got a short window of time, but I wanted to bring up PWA. I got to meet out Christmas shopping. I got to meet Troy Stevens.
Oh, nice.
Out at Target.
Yeah.
And I think he was just got finished up with the final class with your son and somebody,
Yep.
Utes, as you guys call him. So, I tell you, what a nice guy. Spent, I don't know, it seemed like 20 minutes, probably more like 10. But very engaging gentleman. We talked about wrestling, talked about some of the stuff that matches they were involved with down in Pennsylvania. You know, and he didn't have to sit there and have a conversation with me and could have just said, I got to go. But
Yeah.
he was more than willing to hang out and talk.
Oh yeah,
It was
he's
just
very
a great-
personable.
You know what?
Yeah, just a,
And you know that reflects right back to Joseph Von Schmidt, and all the guys at PWA are just genuinely appreciative of the fans and you know of the people that recognize them, and you know Wrecking Ball Legursky is very approachable, and you know all of them are, and it's just the way that Joseph Von Schmidt and you know the trainers. You know, are teaching not only you know the other students but the youths as well. You know, it's not just about you know wrestling in the ring. It's a whole mindset of how to be a person and how to treat each other and how to treat people. You know, you walk into PWA and you know all the talent walk up to you and shake your hand and say hello and thank you for being there. And it's like that no matter where you bump into them.
yeah, and I told him, I said, I've been to more than a few of your matches, and a big fan of the product. And you know, I just told him, I said, you know, maybe you don't hear it a lot, but you know, we as wrestling fans and you know, someone who's been a fan of the entertainment business as far as wrestling for so many years, appreciate what he did. And you know, and he spent time and we talked about different wrestling things and you know, just about what he does down there and what they're trying to do. So you know, just a really engaging guy and just another reason. You know, if people don't go to see those guys when they open up their next show, definitely a reason to go and be a part of that and be a fan of what Joseph Von Schmidt's doing. So
Definitely, I can't wait for them to return. I think we're going to go to March, right?
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait till March.
yeah, and yeah, he said some really good things, and you know, he was happy that people really enjoyed the show. So, but I just thought I'd throw that out there. Hey, are you guys going to be on the air next Tuesday?
Yes.
We should
yeah,
be.
Yes, we should be.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, I wasn't sure with the show, but yeah. Hey, listen, I don't want to keep you. Always very courteous, and you know, I'll just leave it with this. I saw the information that Tom put out there about Jay with his suspicious meeting and with this unknown gentleman, and
I've
really
never
hope
seen that man before in my entire life. I don't know what they're talking about.
Well, just so you know, Jay, I know it was Panera because I've been there enough, and I know the people there. I think I'm going to try to get some video to really help with this investigation. And you know, is Tom there tonight?
No, he wasn't
No.
able to make it. Another transportation problem.
Right.
Well, he's probably eating those burgers again. He eats at that restaurant every night. I practically think I live there.
As a matter of fact, we've had their sponsorship, and we've got their mugs right on the desk in front of us
I'm enjoying a nice glass of water out of my coffee cup from American Steam.
from American Steamed.
Right.
So yeah,
And Tom invited me
There it
to,
is.
I guess, an event up there in January, so I'm going to be more than happy to go and hang out.
yeah, we're gonna do
I
a
think
we're gonna do a live taping at American Steamed of not only talking with Tom, but the Squared Circle as well.
Right. It'll be talking with Tom and then the Squared Circle, just like you would see it here at NHTV
Yep.
on a Tuesday night.
So come on down and bring your appetite.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, great. No problem, guys. Hey, listen, thanks again for letting me call in, and maybe I'll swing by or call in next week. But if I don't talk to you guys, I wish you, first and foremost, a happy Hanukkah.
Thank you.
And Merry Christmas.
Excellent. Thank you. Same to you, sir.
Take care, guys.
All right.
Thank
Good
you
night.
very much.
Yeah.
Bill from North Haven.
Yeah, big doings happen with PWA. Keep an eye out if you're a fan of Joseph Von Schmidt on Twitter, Facebook, PWA website. Big stuff in the works. He's opening a second school. That's happening relatively soon. I'll let him make the announcement on that. But yeah, Joseph Von Schmidt just posted pictures of the PWA International title, the new title. That was designed by one of the students at PWA, and he
And
actually.
our Squared Circle TV title's coming along too.
Yep. There's pictures of that on the PWA website and Joseph Von Schmidt's pages, and big things happening in PWA, and their building is coming along. Day in and day out, Joseph Von Schmidt is working on that. And it's going to be 2015 for PWA is going to be double, if not triple, the excitement.
The banner year for them.
And Joseph Von Schmidt just made, I think it was number 2 or number 3 in the power rankings for 2014. And God bless him. The guys.
PWA to PWI 500, right? Or is this something else?
On the I thought it was the Torch website.
The Torch website.
Oh my God! My apologies because my brain is shot. I'm an old man.
The Torch website, they do have you could independent news. You could
Right?
click
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
that.
Independent rankings.
Right.
He was ranked number 2 or number 3 for 2014, which is a huge honor. For Joseph Von Schmidt.
Definitely.
And it speaks a lot to the man that he is and the hard work that he does. So our hats off to everybody down there.
Definitely.
It's such a great quality product.
Can't wait till they open up.
Yeah.
It's been a long time now.
Yeah.
I know that when that Squared Circle television title is that championship is finally decided, that belt's going to be in good hands, whether it's with Troy Stevens or whether it's with Mr. 203 himself, Lucas Sharp.
Yeah. As much as we kid around.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic, and all
No
the guys.
monkey business there.
All the guys. And speaking of PWA, El Jabroni has gone through facial surgery, facial reconstructive surgery, and will reveal his new face in the upcoming weeks.
Interesting.
And we're in negotiations now to get him back on the show.
Okay.
To debut his new face.
The new face
The
of
new
El
face of El
Jabroni.
Jabroni. Yeah. So
I see.
that should be something exciting for 2015 as well.
Definitely.
But
Ending out
PWA's
2014
steamrolling.
With WWE, how would you rate the TLC tables, ladders, chairs, and now stairs?
Overall, what out of 1 to 10?
Sure.
I'll say B+ player. I'll say about a 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah.
So 10 being the worst.
No, 10 being the best.
10 being the best. You'd
Yeah.
say 7.5.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was entertaining.
It was enjoyable enough. I mean, it wasn't. For some reason, the minor pay-per-views compared to the major pay-per-views aren't nearly as good. But this one might have been a little bit better than most of the minor, what I would call minor pay-per-views, like
Right.
Money in the Bank,
Right.
Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, not the big 4.
Not the
I
big
got you.
4,
Yeah.
right?
I got you.
It was different in the sense you got to see the stair match, which you never really see.
Right.
The Luke Harper Dolph Ziggler match was real good.
Yeah.
Once I got my network
And-
working.
yeah,
for
I had no-
whatever-
I had
don't
no
know
problem.
I don't know what happened there.
It was probably an internet problem and not
It
the
was
network
more.
problem.
It was more an internet frontier problem than it was a network
Well,
problem.
we're not going to
Right.
point fingers, but
Right.
it was somewhere out there on the frontier.
Yeah.
But
Something like that.
yeah, Ziggler, the crowd reaction, the guy is so over, and it just seems like every time he reaches this point, the plateau, that something happens. He either gets injured or he does something or says something that
Whatever,
causes him to
pisses
be
Triple H off, whatever.
right. I was trying to put it gently, but something happens that it knocks him off course, and he gets to he builds up momentum and he builds up a following. The crowd reaction at the pay-per-view, the guy is just so over, and I'm hoping that he can turn that into something great and not just get to that point where he
And
just
not fizzle out again. This
Right.
time he's at the Intercontinental Championship level.
Right.
We'd all like for him to stay there this
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
he
because,
he defeated Luke Harper in the opening.
works hard. The guy
Ladder
works
match.
hard, man.
It wasn't no Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels ladder match.
Well, you're not going to have that.
You're never gonna have that again anyway.
You're never going to the Christian Edge Hardys.
Right.
Dudleys, you're never going to have that again.
No.
You're never going to have, Foley, Undertaker.
Things like that are gone.
Right, right.
Those moments are gone.
But
it was
for what it
nonetheless
was.
not a bad ladder match.
Right, for what it was.
Home Depot special, folks. What can you say? So they announced Brock Lesnar versus John Cena for the Royal Rumble, January 25th, and this is going to be their final battle, apparently, out of their 3-match series, so they say. And this is because John Cena defeated Seth Rollins in the. Yeah, I thought it was going to be the main event. I'm surprised they did not put John Cena in the main event.
Right.
They had him work about halfway through.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Super Cena, comes through again.
Right, of course.
Yeah, he had a little help, but still.
Roman Reigns making an unexpected
Cena,
guest appearance.
Cena going over.
Cena going over yet again. But the main event ended up being Bray Wyatt versus Dean Ambrose.
Yes.
I'm actually pretty glad that the main event was somebody else besides John Cena.
Yeah.
Give somebody else that spot. Give it to Dean and Bray.
Yeah.
Two guys that work. Come to work all the time.
I mean, if you really think about it, Bray Wyatt really made his career in 2014. And he's stayed right on track.
He's coming along. They just need to reunite the family.
I don't know. I think being a singles act is fine for him.
Yeah.
He's working to the top of his ability and just getting better as he goes along.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe once they bring up some of the females from NXT, he can have Sister Abigail with him.
That's true.
So that'll be
They gotta
interesting.
have a Sister Abigail
Yeah.
at some point.
And maybe do the Bray Wyatt, Sister Abigail versus one of the Usos and Naomi,
Right.
or Tyson Kidd and Natalia,
Natalia.
something like that,
They could do that.
But it might not, Miz might be with Naomi by that point, but
You think
looks like they're trying to mix it up like that, but I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. But Naomi's really with Jey Uso?
Jimmy Uso.
Jimmy Uso.
Jimmy Uso.
Right. They're really husband and wife.
Right. If you
Okay.
watch Total Divas.
Exactly.
So,
Other than that, nothing really much else went on. I'm glad Dean and Bray had the main event.
yeah.
Glad it went down like it did. Not too much else went on really. You saw the Big Show versus Eric Rowan. He defeated Eric Rowan.
Yeah, I'm just tired of Big Show. The guy.
I like Eric Rowan.
Yeah. I don't mind Eric Rowan, but I'm just tired of Big Show. I mean, they've done everything.
I'm tired of Rusev always winning here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they're going to drag it out and until they find the right person to.
So WM31 maybe.
Maybe. they got to find the right person to
Right.
break the streak.
Hogan?
Oh God!
What you gonna do, Rusev?
Wow.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I got an injury report,
Yep. Okay.
and it's not that I have a crack in my butt neither.
Oh goodness me.
Goodness
the visual.
you.
The visual.
Mixing real and fictional injuries after the TLC pay-per-view, WWE released the following storyline-driven injury updates. Dolph Ziggler with laceration to his head.
Yeah. Well, that's a real.
That's a
You
real.
saw that happen live.
Luke Harper, 5 staples to the side of his head.
You saw that happen live.
Live reel. This one's kind of fake. AJ Lee with her eyes flushed with saline solution due to
What? She
Some
had to
kind-
put in her contacts.
some kind of spray being placed into her eyes, so therefore she lost her chance at the Divas
Right.
Championship.
Yeah. Well, saline solution is what you use when you put in your contacts. So,
Right.
you know. Oh well.
Well, don't turn into SmackDown just yet. We got more to come. They're moving to Thursday nights anyway.
Yeah. Yep. And Impact is moving.
Impact
we
is
haven't
moving
heard
to
when.
Friday nights.
Is it Friday?
Impact will be moving to Friday nights,
On,
as a matter of fact.
On what network?
Destination
Destination
America.
America.
Right.
If you can find it, let me know.
Impact changes the time slots.
Oh,
Yeah,
there you go.
again, I have it right here.
Look at that. Nice segue.
It'll air Friday nights at 9 p.m. on Destination America starting January 16th. Before the time slot change, however, they're going to air a special on Wednesday, January 7th from New York City. TNA and Destination America formally announcing their new partnership.
Okay.
Right, exactly. Not only that, they will replay Impact at 11 p.m. on Fridays, kind of like how Nitro used to replay.
Yep.
And on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m., Impact Wrestling Unlocked will air as well on Destination America. So it seems like this new company that they're involved with, new TV station they're involved with, is going to give them a little more airtime than Spike used to.
Well, I mean, I hope they can turn that into something positive and just really focus on making their product better. You know, and here's a new opportunity to get new fans, new eyes on the product, and to grow with a new station that hopefully will be behind them a little bit and do a little bit more promotion.
Right.
And really, I think pushing the Impact name and brand would do them more good than the TNA. And that's the one thing that Hogan did try to stress, that when you go into advertisers and you say, hey, you want to advertise TNA, it's the
TNA.
stigma.
Yeah.
We all know what TNA stands for, in some circles.
Right.
And it's got, a kind of
You
stigma.
think maybe that's some of their problem?
Yeah.
Is
Oh,
the-
yeah,
is
absolutely.
is
And I
letters
wholeheartedly,
TNA.
yes, I wholeheartedly agree with Hulk Hogan on that
That
one.
if they had a different name altogether, maybe they would have gotten
I
further.
think the advertisers would have been behind them from the beginning.
Wow. Yeah.
Attaching your Procter and Gamble product to TNA.
Yeah.
It's cute, it's funny.
Yeah.
We know what when it stands for.
I think that's he tried to get that whole TNA out of there and just call it Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, and Hogan, that was one of Hogan's suggestions, and probably the best thing that he had come up with while he was at that company was to push the
Impact
Wrestling.
not TNA.
Right, and I mean, you're flipping through the stations and you see just TNA. You really, you don't know what it is.
Right.
Impact Wrestling tells you what it is.
TNA without TNA
Total.
lockdown could mean anything.
Whoa.
It could,
that could be like Showtime After Dark.
TNA
Yeah,
lockdown, you might not be thinking
wrestling. Right.
pay-per-view.
It doesn't
You might
scream.
be thinking porno film that takes place in
Well,
a jail.
I was saying Showtime After Dark, but
Right.
yeah, and I hope that they can push Impact Wrestling. It's simple. It tells you what you're going to watch. TNA,
Mm-hmm.
total nonstop action, even doesn't really what? It could be car racing.
Yeah.
Could be, rodeo. Impact Wrestling is a better way to go. And maybe this
Maybe if
destination
they change their name altogether,
possible.
it's a possible solution.
I
Could
mean,
be it could be that simple.
yeah.
Well, it's probably a little more than just that. But
WWF and WWE, wrestling is in
right.
their title.
Wrestling.
WCW, wrestling is in
World
the title.
Championship
ECW,
Wrestling. Extreme
wrestling is
Championship Wrestling.
right. Wrestling is in their name. Ring of Honor,
Ring.
at least it's the ring. You can assume it's some sort of combat sport.
Ring of Honor, ring.
Right. Yeah.
Escort this man out of here, please.
Security.
we have an unruly
Spectator.
spectator here. Anyway,
Who let this riffraff into the room?
I know, really. All right, here's the big thing that we were unfortunately unable to talk about last week.
Wow. Yep.
Because I made an executive decision last week. The reason why we were not on was due to inclement weather.
Yeah. Not only for ourselves, but for our crack staff.
Right.
And, we love our
It
show.
was,
We love our fans.
heavy
but you know
rains,
what?
heavy
We
winds.
love our safety and the
Right.
safety of our staff and crew. And
The black ice on the roads, it's something you have to drive really slow, take it easy, take
Right,
precautions
right.
with, and
getting here would not have been the problem, but after we do the show in post-production, it would have been getting home would have been the difficult
Right.
part.
'Cause-
And it wasn't. It was the right call.
because the later it gets, the icier those roads
Right.
get.
So
And-
that being said, last week's big news.
Last week's big news pertained none other than to Philip Michael Brooks, aka CM Punk, signing a multi-fight deal with UFC, and he's making his Octagon debut next year in 2015. Most likely he's going to fight at middleweight status. Now, the preconception is typically when a wrestler goes into the UFC. Brock Lesnar lost his first match in 30 seconds. Batista didn't really fare so well
Right.
his first time around.
Bobby Lashley did okay.
Bobby Lashley did okay.
Yep.
They're saying CM Punk might be okay because they're putting him in a middleweight division.
Mm-hmm.
They're only going to have him start with guys that maybe lost one match. That was it. Perhaps. I don't know. What do you think? You seem to.
Yeah, I'm a
have taken
huge.
UFC a little
Yeah,
more than I do.
I'm. You know what? I'm a huge fan of the UFC, and he's going to put himself into the weight class.
Right.
And he can obviously cut weight, gain weight, and just like any combat sport, boxing in particular. But the weight class puts you up, hopefully evenly matched. And obviously he's not going to walk in and look at a championship bout for his first match. He is going to get television exposure for his first match, and he's going to be on the main card because of his clout and his name. And some people look at it as stunt casting, and there's a lot of outcry. I know some obviously we had Mr. Calandrelli on the show from
Right.
Ultimate MMA, and I've seen some of the tweets and some of the postings from actual fighters in many of the brands saying, he's taken somebody's spot, and he hasn't earned it. And, it's a valid point. But it's a valid point that stunt casting happens in all the entertainment industry. You have a big star make a guest spot on a fledgling show to get new viewers to watch it. On a sitcom, you bring on a guest star, and all the way back to I Love Lucy, bringing on Hollywood stars of the day.
Right. Just to help them out a little
They
bit.
helped them out, right? It's happened since the dawn of entertainment. You bring a big name talent, and all of a sudden, somebody that is a fan of them is going to watch this show, and maybe become a fan of that show. Having never seen it before. So that being said, I think CM Punk is going to bring some of the wrestling audience and people that are aware of, CM Punk, the wrestler, into the realm of UFC.
Right. A lot of wrestling people are going to tune in just to see his first match.
Right. So
And get
you know,
interested in the UFC a little bit.
and the guys that share that first initial card with CM Punk, you know, obviously there's going to be like more than likely 10 fights, give or take, on that card. So here's your chance that you're going to get X amount of additional viewers that you never had before for the UFC product. So, you know, yeah, he didn't earn his spot in there and go through the ranks like all of these other guys are having to do. But I see we have a call.
Right.
But I think it's worth it to bring those, you know, this wrestling crowd that, you know, will cross over.
Because I'm
And
going to
hopefully-
experience. I'm gonna try and watch his first
and
match.
you know,
I admit
if
it.
they bring over X number of viewers just for that pay-per-view, just to watch CM Punk, and a third of that viewership that had never watched the product before stay watching UFC, it will benefit the guys that didn't get that one particular spot on that one particular night. You know, it's going to benefit the entire card, and it's going to benefit the product. Did we lose the call?
I think
I'm
we
sorry.
lost the call again.
But I
trying to
really
get
think
that.
it's important that, you know, the guys that are saying, oh, you know, he shouldn't have been, you know, getting the spot that fast, and he shouldn't be on the pay-per-view, and, you know, and what have you. I think it's worth it because you're going to gain viewership and you're going to gain more people in the product, and it's going to be beneficial to all the roster. Shoot.
You're live on the Squared Circle.
The New York Jets will shock the football world this Sunday when we defeat the New England Patriots. You heard it here first. I know it's not wrestling related, but you heard it here first, right on NHTV's Squared Circle.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's only going to happen if the Patriots sit everybody because they've already locked up their spot in the playoffs.
Well, that's what I thought too, but then I heard something today about they had to win the next two games to get home field advantage.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that gives some incentive for Brady and Gronkowski to hopefully play and hopefully get injured. Jets ripped them apart
Right.
this Sunday. How are you, gentlemen?
We are great.
Doing
Yourself?
great, Ed. Nice to see. Nice to hear from you again.
Yes, I no longer have my commitment on Tuesday night, so I have freed up my time to make some calls. I'll tell you, that Bill's a tough act to follow. He's a good caller.
Oh,
Thank you.
he's a
Yeah,
really good
he's
caller,
very
yeah.
knowledgeable, and he, you know, obviously he loves the product.
Yeah. What? Where's the? I heard the Thunderous one is still locked down at that cheeseburger place.
He might be. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's down there quite a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, every time I see him at Facebook, that's all I hear. You know, I'm here at the.
Is that Burger Tender or
American Steamed.
now? American Steam now.
Yeah, formerly known as Burger
Really good
Tender.
restaurant. And John, I think you mentioned it. We are doing a shoot there next month. So.
Yes.
So it should be fun.
A film shoot, that is.
A film shoot.
Yes, that's right.
On this day and age.
Right.
As far as 2015, now I know that I heard it on the internet, so it has to be true. But somebody was telling me, as a matter of fact, I think it was Mr. Trivia of all people told me that Pacquiao and Mayweather will fight on May 2nd. So I haven't heard anything about it.
That's the rumor.
I saw it on the internet.
Yeah, that is the rumor, and you know that's the money match of the century so far.
Yeah, and I thought it was starting to be long past due, but there still may be some interest. But I am excited about that. So that's really all I wanted to call in to talk about
Yep.
Squared Circle stuff. Jay, I wanted to ask, did you run Sunday? I was looking for you. I didn't see it on there.
No, I didn't happen to run. I was under the weather, as a matter of fact. Home, coughing away like I was a 5-pack-a-day smoker for some reason.
Yeah, I had that the first week of the month, so
Yeah.
it's making the rounds.
You missed a good time. It was would have been you and I and 2,500 of our closest friends. They had a good crowd down there.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, great. Yeah, and you did very well. I saw your posts. You did.
Yeah, I got 671. So yeah, I felt good for an aging, dying old geezer that I am, but it's still fun.
Yeah. Well,
I
you
still
can
enjoy it,
still
so.
chase Maureen around.
Yes. I don't know what to do once I catch her, though. That's the main thing. All right, gentlemen, you have a good night. I just wanted to let you know I was back watching. If you see the Thunderous one, give him a slap for me or something.
Oh,
Absolutely.
We'll slap. I'll slap him later on.
All right, we're going to get the fish the week after we get the Patriots, so.
Yes, yes.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, have a good night.
All right, good
Take it
night.
easy, Ed.
You know, speaking of the thunderous one, did you watching Raw last night? They at the opening of Raw, they mentioned
Thunderous right off the bat.
right off the bat, and later on they were talking about the Marx Brothers.
They were.
You bet your life, man.
You bet your life.
I'm telling
and they
you.
mentioned the squared circle. They mentioned.
Oh, they always
all
mention the squared
time.
circle. My goodness.
I know.
You know, and we got to start. Not that I encourage drinking, but we got to start a drinking game. Every time they mention the squared circle, we got to take a shot, and that'll be a fun little thing. You know, anybody that's in college and of
Yeah.
age, you know, responsibly. You know, if you're not driving, let's see if we can promote that. I think that'll be better than that ping pong
I think so.
game.
Squared circle shots.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
So
You heard it here first.
you know,
Bet
and
your
your
life.
beverage of choice, of course,
Of course.
responsibly.
Responsibly, of course. So, I mean, as far as CM Punk, I mean, I'm a little disappointed that he's not going to be wrestling anymore, but I mean, it's something you got to respect it. It's something he always wanted to do. So let's give this a shot here. I'll tune in. I'll see what it's all about.
Well, you know, I watch as much as I can on the UFC anyway. Fox Sports 1 is a great
Mm-hmm. Right.
source for that.
He's already been commentating on Fox Sports already.
Yes,
Punk.
yeah. And you know, I'm interested to see and hear what Jim Ross has to say, because Jim Ross is a big fan of the MMA as well, and he's occasionally employed by Fox Sports 1, so that ought to be interested to hear his take on it. I don't know if he's mentioned it on his podcast as of yet, but I'm sure he'll have something to say about it. The Ross Report on your iTunes and wherever you get your Podcast One.
Right, exactly.
Podcast One Network
Podcast One usually
is what it is.
So I have the final battle results.
Yes.
Real quick.
Speaking of
before
Ring of Honor,
we get to our
last Sunday.
I get to our steamed segment.
Blowing off steam.
Blowing off steam. Final battle results. This is from the Ring of Honor Final Battle pay-per-view, which took place last Sunday. Jay Briscoe has retained the title over Adam Cole. The Ring of Honor tag titles, Red Dragon, which is the combination of Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. They have retained over the Time Splitters, Alex Shelley and Kushida. The Ring of Honor TV title was also decided as Jay Lethal retained over Matt Sydal. Everybody remembers him being as Evan Bourne in the WWE. Artie Evans lost to Moose due to interference from Ms. Veda Scott.
Yep.
Moose, a former NFL football player, I understand.
Yes.
Right. And Ring of Honor's next live pay-per-view for cable satellite TV will be March 1st, 2015 from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah. We had my two boys were there, two reporters on the scene, because, you know, we do promote, attend,
Yeah, exactly.
and
Support.
support.
Definitely.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say it, but you know, obviously they thought it was great, and Jacob wasn't able to make it tonight. Jacob wanted to give a full report, but
Well,
you know,
he's more than welcome to go on to our page and file
correct.
a full report.
Yeah, but the Ring of Honor is, you know, in ring, you know, it's really great stuff, and
Right.
you know, I'm really praying that they get some production value.
I think the lighting could be brought up a little bit. I mean, I don't personally have an issue with it being that way on TV. I mean, maybe from a marketing standpoint, I don't know.
I mean, they may need to do what Impact used to do and find a home where they can set up a real studio environment and have it controlled. By going to different venues.
A permanent
Yeah,
venue.
right. By going to different venues, and, you know, they don't have, you know, the financial backing to have all the equipment mobile.
Right.
If they were in a studio much like ours, you know,
Right.
we have, you know, a setup, and you can leave it there and you know, and tweak it.
Kind of like what TNA had in their deal with
The Impact
in
Zone.
Orlando.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
You know, and even going back to EC Dub, they, you know, they had the EC Dub arena,
Right.
and, you know, they could do as they wished, you know, and leave it set up. You know, to tear down and set up and have different dimensions of the room, and, you know, and you know, sometimes you didn't have a high ceiling, low ceiling. You know, all the different variables, you know, will throw off your production value.
Right.
You know,
That TNA studio that they had in Orlando, that WCW used to use that for Saturday night in their
Correct.
programming. So,
Yeah,
you know,
and
it
that
always
was
worked
built.
out.
That was built as a a production studio, as a television studio.
Right.
As a matter of fact, right now in Orlando, Family Feud is on that soundstage.
Really?
Yeah. Down at Universal. So I mean, it was built.
It could
For
be
that,
used, yeah.
correct, for that.
There's a place up here in Waterford, Connecticut, I understand, where they used to make film Let's Make a Deal.
Mm-hmm.
They could, you know, possibly look at that.
Yeah, in the Stanford area, you know, they're doing Jerry Springer, Maury Povich, and you know all those talk shows.
Right, right.
So and you know, some of the news content that it airs in New York is actually filmed right here in
Really?
Connecticut. Yeah, so
Amazing.
you know the advantages of having a home. Like I said, is once you can get it set up and tweak it and leave it standing rather than have to strike the set and deal with different variables of different buildings.
Right,
So-
exactly, because every building is different.
Right, and like I said, they don't have the production and the coin that the WWE and Vince
So with
McMahon
3
has.
minutes left,
Yes,
it is time for the news segment,
blowing off steam.
Blowing Off Steam. Go first.
Well, this is presented by our friends over at American Steamed. The steamed cheeseburgers. You got to ask Tom because you know I think he's the number one customer over there. A great bunch of guys over there, and we really appreciate them helping us out and sponsoring this segment. My piece of blowing off steam, I kind of did it already, is all the people that are poo-pooing CM Punk and him getting the slot.
Right.
I really think it's going to do more good than
It's
harm.
going to be good that he's there.
You know, if I
because-
was the, you know, I can see if I was the guy that was supposed to be on the pay-per-view in that middleweight spot, and I'm getting passed over for CM Punk, yeah, I can see, you know, being upset. But overall, if you're bringing more viewers to the product and more interest to the product, and if some of those people will stay on board, right, it will help. You know, in the long run. Short term, yeah, one guy got screwed out of a spot. Long term, you know, you have the possibility of more eyes on the product, which, you know, overall is going to help the entire roster.
Mine is this Adam Rose and Bunny thing going on here. Constantly, they're starting this little feud. And from the person I found out is portraying the Bunny,
Yeah.
it's just, if it's true, why they're putting him in a bunny outfit is totally beyond me. Because he's so much more than a bunny.
Well, you know
I
what?
heard Sami Zayn rumors.
Well, you know, the thing of it is, Vince has always been a fan of a good rib and just, you know, putting guys through just silly things, you know.
Just so they get their start.
Something like, you know,
Something like that,
you
but he
know,
already got his start.
Yeah, I think, you know, I didn't hear that particular person. I was assuming it was somebody else. But we'll see. We'll see how it shakes out.
See how it shakes out. That's Sami Zayn, formerly El Generico of Ring of Honor.
Right.
See how that shakes out. But that's my thing right now. It's little dumb little gimmicks in wrestling,
Yeah.
and people that could be used differently.
Right.
Much differently, much better. But that's going to wrap things up here with 30 seconds.
Wow.
We'll see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, let's go light the candles.
Let's go light the candles
See
here.
you next Tuesday.
Happy Hanukkah once again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Hollywood J. Williams. Good night and good luck.